District status, healthy. Alright.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah! It's my turn!
Oh, got him.
Rotten autocracy. Each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river. Try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite!
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place. Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Bro, what? I guess you gotta take him over here. I'll just take a quick bite.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
The district will soon suffer the consequences. What you mean? What you mean, game? Man, I don't know what this game wants me to do, bro. It said take him to the shadows, but then
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin. It's locked, all right.
not cough in public again. Too real, bro. Too real. What the hell are those? We're not going over there yet. I don't know what those noises are. We gotta go to the hospital, so. Let's find our way in. Your city needs you. Every life saved. Tears make the difference.
That no one...
It's locked, all right. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor, too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
A funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Interesting.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people.
Yeah,
In fact,
I don't know about
I think
that.
I only know good people.
So sure. So sure about that.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Interesting.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Opium.
It's locked. It's locked.
Alright. Let's try going over here.
It's locked, all right.
Oh, great.
It's locked.
Enter the hospital. Yeah, how the fucking... Where? Where am I supposed to enter it?
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Damn, I didn't realize my my health was dropping so low. Those guys were level 6 and 7 and I'm only level 4, so I can kill them because I almost killed all of them, but the thing that messed me up was that I didn't kill one and then you're one at a time. I tried to kill like all 3 of them at the same time, which, you know, it's gonna be tough fighting 3 at once when they're all higher level than you. Gotta kill one and then
It's locked, all right.
move on like that, from one to another. Like I should focus on this guy. Yeah, buddy. Here you go. See, one at a time, man. Then that just leaves us with that last guy over there. Milton and Pippa. Ah, citizen investigation. Cool, a little side quests and whatnot. That's pretty dope. Bastard. There you go. That's how I should have done it the first time. Instead of trying to fight all three of them at once. But anyway. Did it this time.
This is despicable.
I agree, but we need blood.
It's locked.
Shocker. Well, that guy's level 10. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. We're out of here. Oh, hell no, bro. That guy's level 10, dude. Maybe I made a mistake. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back up, back up. Oh, look at that. We killed them both. Haha. That wasn't so bad, I guess. Oh, fuck.
This is no place for you, sir. Hey! Don't come no closer! Die, vermin! Oh, Christ!
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it, pal? Yum yum.
Let's see how it likes a bit of fire!
Yeah, F you, pal. F you, buddy. Alright, how the fuck do I enter this damn hospital, dude? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. I've been trying to enter this damn place for... how long?
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to
Jesus.
play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Ah.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Fair.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Alright.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Hey, hello Hannah. Yes, we're playing Vampyr. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us.
Hello, hello.
I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Pretty fun
Do we
game so
know each
far.
other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in
Rockefeller,
New
huh?
York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
Hannah.
This hospital is not exactly the best
Oh,
of
jeez.
London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for
We've
what was to
been
come.
killing all kinds of people, Hannah.
Don't
It's
be
been-
misled
it's been
by
crazy.
appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital
We've even
does not
we've even
lack
bitten
talented
some rats
people.
and shit. It's not
It just
not
lacks
very
hope.
sanitary, but you know what? We need the blood.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
All I can ask right now. We gotta talk to other people and get more personal shit out of them.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Ooh boy. Oh, it's his wallet. Ooh, okay. Ah.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Yikes.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Okay.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin color that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good.
Milton and Nurse Hawkins are a couple.
Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun.
Let's see what kind of guns this
needs.
man has. Let's see what you got right here. Milton shotgun. Look at that thing. 315 shillings, bro. Who has that? I'm gonna need more money to shop at this guy's place, man. Investigation succeeded.
Safer here than anywhere else in the
Nice.
Mistress of the dark, stop following me.
Gotta save up for that dank shoddy. You right, Hannah. You right. Show.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here.
What's up, Dustin? How's it going?
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique.
Hello there.
Dr. Swansea
Hello there.
made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting.
Interesting
We could all
terminology
do with
they're
a good
using
night's
here.
sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses
Oh
have
shit,
already
we
resigned.
can change the camera, that's right. Totally forgot about that. Let's keep it here, I guess.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant
That's a better
professionals,
view, right?
most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most?
No, not this old lady.
Is there a problem I should know
Milton
about?
is dating
It
Pippa.
would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
This lady's name is Gwyneth.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Okay.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left for Pembroke.
Oh, we got
years
some
ago.
we got
Dr.
some
Tippett
boomer
doesn't
love
think
here.
He's just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant
I thought I
professionals,
already
most of them.
did this one.
Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Let's go back to old man Tippett over here.
Patients are not fools. They know.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos.
It would be inappropriate.
Once more, unto the breach.
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Oh, shit. Oh, we got the old people. Oh, never mind. He's walking away.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
What's up, lady?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust
Thelma.
blown by the winds of eternity.
Damn,
I beg
lady.
your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well,
Yo, chill.
tonight maybe I'm inclined to
Yo,
mercy.
chill, lady. What's
You'll
up with
never
all
forget
this?
the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me
Thelma
mortal.
Howcroft.
Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Ooh, so scary.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm
Yeah,
curious to know who you were
Right,
before
Hannah?
becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember.
Lena Headey? I could see that,
Centuries of
Loki.
unholy life can have strange effects
Yeah, I can
on
see
one's
that.
minds, you see?
A little bit.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Sure.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howard?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want.
Sure.
As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Okay.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Sure. Sure, lady. Bye-bye.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon.
Oh, nice, Loki.
War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off.
Oof.
But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
I see.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after you?
That's what you look like in the morning? Oh, come on,
The doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about.
You're a silly goose. You're a silly goose,
You
eh?
don't seem worried by that.
The face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Jeez. You're just being silly now.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
That's not good.
How is your stay with us, Mr.
Oh, no. I already did that. My bad.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
Yeah, right,
And
Hannah?
why not? She's only subbed a
guy's,
few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Well, well, well.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Disgust on every street corner.
I cannot enter.
Daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
That's fine.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Boys, huh?
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Dukes Digby.
Oh, that's the Clay Cox is the dude that I
Has the gang been threatening you?
killed.
No. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle?
Oh, Lord.
I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion.
That's a lot of blood.
And I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
This hospital's actually a vampire
Just a
factory.
man
Oh
of
no.
faith willing to preach the good word.
Oh no.
Why didn't you
Perhaps.
use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
I should go find my room now, right? I've been, like, just... Oh, it's Pippa. This is the lady that Milton is together with.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
I know
And
who you are,
Dr.
lady.
Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently...
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
I'm saying. Calm down. This is the...
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Hannah, that's...
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the
somebody
epidemic
was
is
gonna
winning.
say it.
And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Milton's reputation is mediocre among his colleagues. Damn.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned. Milton is not the chatty type.
Oh, you sure about that? Because he sure talked to me earlier. Because he told me this.
Pippa, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes. Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I feel like I have to go talk to Milton again after this. Where you at, boy? Where you at, homie? Oh, look at these two talking.
If only there were more of us, with less
What's up, homie?
resignation and more determination.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yes, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that
Why am I such a gossipy doctor? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just trying to get... I'm a detective, alright? I'm trying to figure things out.
You do realize you could both
There's a lot of information and
Hospital
questions out there
are
that
not meant to have
I gotta get to the
intimate
bottom to, you
relationships
know?
with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed.
Insert the Kermit the
Do you know how
Frog
many
drinking the
rules
tea
are broken
meme,
in this
you know?
hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Goodbye, Milton.
Yep. Alright, let's finally go to our room because we should do that.
But the suffering continues.
Where's my office?
It's locked, all right.
Where's my office?
Not now.
Oh, that's Dr. Swansea's room. Not now. They said second floor, so I have to find the room with my name on it. What's in here? Used hacksaw. I'm guessing this is one of these is my room. What is this? Dr.
It's locked.
Is this my room? Yep, that's my room. Okay.
It's locked, all right.
Damn. Alright, let's go to our room.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Yeah, right. Glass vials. Ooh, shillings and aluminum powder. Alright, let's do this. Oh yeah, look at that. Treatment for pneumonia, bronchitis, and the cold. Serums. Oh, nice.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise.
So basically,
I can
Hannah,
feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night.
I can, yes. I will explain
I
to you
have
in a
so
bit.
much time now.
Let me do this real quick. Let's see, what do we have? Look at all those points I got, bro. Whew. Oh. Oh, yes. What do we get now? Do I want this? 1,000. Ooh, that's a lot. I kind of like the spear, though. We're gonna get the spear first. What else should we get? Endurance, stamina? Yeah, we'll get that one. 250, 250. That's all I can get. All right. Yeah, I know. Well, I got a lot of points for for that and for and also oh shit, major district events. Every night, the consequences of your actions may improve or degrade the health status. Ah. Look at that. So basically, I have to decide the fate of the districts. I don't know if it's good to... Oh. Because I killed this guy. I got 500 XP from this soul. Yep, because I killed this guy, so... yeah. We still have to find out who these other people are. Like, I don't know who any of these other fellers and ladies are. Well, actually, there's only one lady among the other sausage fest of dudes. Well, we know these two are a thing. We know these two are kind of a thing. Rakish is a wise man, and this is the big boy, and then we got these two, you know. Can you just murder everyone? I think you can, yeah. It's better to find out more clues about them, I think. But, yeah.
I'm to stay here until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
My thirst for blood.